business is it of yours? Where I'm from? Friendo.
What's up everyone, Zero here. So there's been a lot of videos out there talking about build guides and everything like that. And I think it's too early to really call or theory craft. I know that One Mana Left has put out some stuff that seems really promising. He's very, very good at being able to tell which skills are going to do what. Like, I've followed his build guides pretty much every league since I've started, and he's been on point 100% of the time. So if I was going to be listening to anybody as a new player, it'd be him. He's Connor Converse on YouTube. I will put his link in the description. You should definitely check him out if you're trying to follow like a build guide. But I really wanted to make a simple video for new players, just explaining what all the stuff on the skill gems mean and how to kind of tell how much damage you're going to be doing. So this is going to be really for new players coming over that have really never played PoE before. If this video helps you out at all, please consider subscribing to the channel. I got a lot more content to come. With that, let's get into it. So if you look here at this weapon, we have a quarterstaff. It's important to remember that attack skills in PoE are going to be weapon dependent, so they are only going to be able to be used with certain weapons. We look here at this quarterstaff. We have physical damage 17 to 28, which is going to be your base damage. For attack skills, everything is going to be based off of your weapon. So you have your critical strike chance, which is going to be 10%. That's going to be your base critical strike chance. You have your attacks per second, which is going to be your base attack speed. Weapons are also usually going to have an implicit modifier on them. This one has 13% chance to block spell damage. In Path of Exile 2, certain weapons also grant certain abilities, which is really awesome. If we look at the skill Falling Thunder, you see at the very top, it has AoE, which is area of effect. It says slam, projectile, and lightning. Those are going to be your tags for your skills. So when you're looking for support gems, you'll be able to tell which support gems will affect this skill. So for instance, if it says increased area of effect, multiple projectiles, added lightning damage, anything like that, then you know it's going to affect Falling Thunder. You have your mana cost, you have your attack speed, which is going to be 60% of your base, so it's going to be a little bit slower. And then you have your attack damage, which is going to be 147% of your base damage. It's important to note on this skill that it converts physical damage to lightning damage. So when you're looking for things that are going to modify this skill in particular, you're really going to want to focus on things that modify lightning damage. If you look here on this Bloodthorn Quarterstaff, you see here how it says physical damage and it's in blue. That's because it is modified by one of the modifiers down below. It says adds 3 to 9 physical damage. So any modifier you have to flat damage on your weapon will already be added into that total at the top. That is not going to be the case for other items that you have that add flat damage. Another thing that's important to note is the difference between increased and more. So for instance, on this Felled Great Club, you have 142% increased physical damage. That is going to be additive. Now, if that said if 142% more physical damage, that would be multiplicative. So that would be a much bigger number. Spells operate a little bit differently. They still have the tags at the top. So chaining and lightning. So if you have something like chain support or added lightning damage, that's going to affect this skill. You also have your mana cost, but here you have cast time, which is going to be the length of time that it takes for the animation to complete before the spell starts casting. You also have your base critical strike chance on the spell. So remember, the weapon that you're using does not affect the spell. Here you have deals 14 to 81 lightning damage. That is going to be your base damage for this spell. So just to go over with you real quick, the way the damage calculation works is you have your base damage, you have your added damage, you have your increased damage, which is additive, and then after that you have your more damage, which is going to be your multiplicative damage. I don't want to get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they said that critical strike multiplier is going to work a little bit differently, so I'm going to have to see how that's going to work in game. that is also going to affect your damage, obviously. I just don't want to give you guys any false information. I just wanted to go over real quick how to read the skill gem so you can see which supports are going to synergize with which skills, or which skills synergize with each other. It's important to remember to read the things that you're choosing on the passive skill tree so you can know how they are going to affect your spells and your skills. So make sure to pay attention because the wording is very important. Things like increased and more, things like that. They also changed the way that damage over time works now. So before, you used to be able to stack damage over time on the enemy. Now that's not the case. The only way it's going to stack is if you have a modifier that allows you to place more stacks. Anyways, if you're new, I hope that helped you out a little bit. I am going to be putting out some more guides and stuff once the game is actually released and we're able to play it. So please consider subscribing to the channel. I hope that if you are new that you give this game a chance and not be intimidated by it. I will do my best to make easy to digest, simple content for you guys to understand. So yeah, that's it. Stay tuned. I got plenty more to come. See you guys next time. Peace.